Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. It's been a while. New TEW series because there's a new TEW game. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've been meaning to do a series for a while. It's always just been a bit, oh, what historic scenario should I use? Blah blah blah. But it just seems like the right time now to come back and have a mess around with the new TEW. Now I am going to stick with the CornellVerse for this one because it's going to get me the best experience out of this new game possible. I believe there are mods already out because the modding community for TW is just classically stacked, usually pretty good. But just too early. A lot of the mods, I'm sure, will just be very basic ports. To like a conversion of the previous game over the new game, which means they won't be getting the most out of the new features. So it wouldn't really be it wouldn't be fair on those mod makers, first of all, because I just haven't had the time to do those changes yet. Of course not. And also, it just wouldn't give me the best experience for the game. So I'm just going to go with CornellVerse, which is the own TW's own in-universe sort of data with its own wrestling. It's based around a wrestler called Tommy Cornell, who I always considered the maker of this game's self-insert. He's basically just like the coolest badass that ever wrestled, and he was British, and he set the world on fire. He was kind of like a combination of just like, imagine if you redesigned William Regal to be exactly what wrestling promotions wanted. So yeah, so he's actually aged up now, so he's actually not the main character anymore. I'm the main character. So as you can see, I'm the main character now. Stan the Smog, or Stan the Smog, is going into the universe. Little note, and if you do have to make a character available to the user, but you can just turn that off and choose anyone. Takes a while. But notice the pictures. In previous CornellVerse games, they've used this like weird CGI sort of thing, and I never really liked it. I know some people have spoken to me and said they liked the CGI, but I don't really like it. I'll be honest. I hate the CGI look. I prefer what they've done here, which is basically make AI images, and I think that's absolutely fine. And I think it looks a lot better. I can sort of tell what people's gimmicks are from this, but that's just all the characters in the game. We're going to see more of them. As far as picking an avatar goes, I'm going to obviously pick myself. And yeah, you might judge that I've got 100 booking skill. You tell me if I don't deserve 100 later on. But either way, apparently I'm based in the Midlands. I never said that. I'm going to have to go back and look at that because like I am not based in the Midlands. Now, in the CornellVerse, obviously they have their own promotions, and I have to now pick a promotion. So they obviously all have their own bios and stuff like that. I'm really tempted to play in a Britain sort of setting, but at the same time, 21st Century Wrestling's like the go-to Britain one. It's like the biggest one in Britain, I believe. I think it's a bit big though. I don't really fancy for this game because all I'm doing really is having a test. If I get a year out of this game, yeah, a year in game, not a year of my life. But if I get a year in game out of this, I'd be quite happy with that. I don't really want much more than that. So playing as a big promotion, I don't really want to do. It'll be too hard to manage. I'd rather go smaller. And it has a TV show. I don't really want a TV show, I'll be honest. I kind of just want to book events. I just want to book an indie. That makes sense. So let's go for something smaller. And obviously it has loads of others. Probably not this one. As you can see, it tells you the style as well. So 21st Century Wrestling, UK Sports Entertainment. So it actually will tell you what the product means there. It gives you like a nice overview. Basically tells you what you should be booking like. And what the AI would book like in theory. And this is good because it's like if you took over, let's say, CZW in real life, in the real world mod, and you started booking like comedy matches and like very angle based matches, your fans will probably be really pissed off if you just scrapped all the hardcore stuff, right? So the product's a way to basically keep you on task. all right, there's a promotion here that I like the look of. It's small, it's 24th in the world, no TV show, and it is based in Europe. Not Britain, but in Europe. And I think I can get away with that. It seems to be, based on the bio there, that it's a German promotion who book like an American promotion. I'm fine with that. Now, I'm going to play as Booker just to get more gameplay out of this. Now, a lot of people use TEW, and this is why the real world mods are usually most popular. A lot of people use TEW to fantasy book. Like, I could book WE a lot better. I can show AEW where they're going wrong. You wouldn't catch me doing that. But yes, so most people in those scenarios, you'll just play as the owner. Because it just removes all restrictions. It just means you have full control. Whereas if you play as the booker, you can be fired. And not just that. It means you have less control. You're still booking the shows, but you're doing it under a microscope. The booker, in particular, will give you some goals in the first week or so. Usually things like get to this size, make this much money, don't ever book this kind of thing. Or it might even say, like, you look at the owner there, Byron. Yeah, and Byron might say, we've got this guy on the roster, Jimmy McKingleberry, and he's going to be a massive star. Get him to main event by the end of the year. And I have to go, oh, well, I guess I have to then. All right. But yeah, so I'm going to play as Booker, and it absolutely makes law sense because Byron is the owner. Byron is also the Booker. Doesn't it just make sense that he goes, well, you take this off my hands. We need to go higher. We need to grow the company, and I need some support in the booking. So yeah, that's me now. So I am going to be booking EWA. Who wouldn't want that guy booking their company? All right, home screen, probably not much to do. Let's take a quick look at some of our details. Now, I've already had a quick look at the product. Not much, really. I just can't book anything extreme, which I don't really want to anyway. And because I have a TV show, I don't have to worry about getting loads of storylines in. But I do have to have an 80-20 split of matches to angles, which is fairly doable. I'm over a 2-hour show. I just a few run-ins, a few saves, a promo or two. That easy, fairly straightforward booking that. Now that we mention it, what are my storylines? I've only got 3 going. I think I need 4 off the top of my head. Oh no, wait, it says at the top, you need to have at least 3 storylines rated hot or above. Alright, okay. I'm failing. Alright, so one of these. So that's very hot. That's decent. That's hot. That's cold. So I need to build that one up to a hot to get to there. Or I can just start a new storyline, which I'll 100% be doing. I ideally want every match to have a storyline going in some way. So yeah, that's fine. I'll get on to that. Let's have a look at the roster. Right, I've got Demolition. Right, so I'm already very happy. Though, you know, he's not bad. That's decent. You want to look for green, really. Green, you're in a pretty good spot. Blue, very good side as well. Though that's giving me a range, it means it hasn't quite... It's like a fog of war. He might be 70 or he might be 100 resilience. He might be 95 tough or 65 tough or somewhere in the middle. He looks 95 tough, I will say. But he is only young from looks. He's 21. He's 20. Oh, he's much worse. Oh. Alright, so he's the workhorse of the team. But I've basically got Demolition, and it's given me a bit of a bio. Tells me what to look for. Bam Bam Johansson, who was in that storyline, that very hot storyline. I'll have to go back and look at that. Once again, good, okay brawler, but most of all, very experienced. He's not great. Like, he's not blowing me away with those stats. He's unstoppable, but it's an awful gimmick. That's Right, so this is why it's good playing as a CornellVerse, because it puts stuff like this in where you might not, it might have a trap for you. So what I've got here is a guy in a hot storyline and all that and stuff, and he's very experienced, but he's aging, and the gimmick's getting stale from the looks of it. You can see he has hot momentum actually, so I can probably use him right off the bat. But it's basically telling me you need to wind him down straight away. Blair, high energy babyface, Dublin Gals, Cassie or Peter, who's here. Oh, interesting. So I've got like a, looks like a fiery, high energy and fiery babyface. So like a nice high energy Irish team of women. Skills wise, not bad at all over on the fundamentals. Flashy over here, but not too bad aerial and technical, to be fair. Cassie seems to be a little bit more well-rounded, more technical, better basics. Interesting. And very charismatic as well. Oh, Cassie. Cassie, you might be someone I use. Who else? Brett Heartbreak. English wrestler, 23, so young. Decent size to him. He's a second generation star. Interesting. Oh, he's the son of the owner. He's the son of wrestling legend Byron. And his face. Byron. Oh, yeah, I can see the resemblance. So Byron's the owner. He's quite well. He's got the everywhere commissioner gimmick, and it's great. And he's considered a star. So I'm gonna have. So he's probably usable on screen in the ownership capacity as the authority figure. Oh, we've got a Bundy aging roster. It seems to be two extremes, isn't it? Aging and young. I don't think I've had anyone in their 30s yet. I'm noticing the performance attribute from Demolition Drebin. He's 6'8" and 330 pounds. He's a big guy. Demolisher gimmick. Right, so just a big bruiser. Hercules, he's the other one. Better stats than the other guy, than his brother. And had very good star quality. He could be a champion. Oh, I've got Ukraine's strongest woman. I can do something with that. So this is my champion. EWA Universal Champion. It's a bit big lads. I want to get that. I'm not sure, you know. It depends on that feud. Alright, so this is interesting. So this is Magnus Cage, who was in one of those other storylines. And I've had just a quick look at the storyline. That storyline that's actually fairly new and doesn't have a lot of momentum to it, is currently very cold. It doesn't look like it's actually really started yet, so I can start it. That's going to be exciting. So the idea is Heartbreak was the previous Young Wrestler of the Year. Magnus Cage has won this year's Young Wrestler of the Year, and he's now using that to go, "You're all news. I'm the big deal now," and wants a title shot. Trying to get a match between the two. So I could do something with that. I can build that. So this guy was actually rated one of my bigger names from the looks of things. Italian Stallion. He's currently working face. Once again, it probably could be heel. Apparently, he used to be. He's a former Universal Champion. One of the top draws. Interesting. And he's got really good stats, you know. He's probably better placed to be champion. And he's quite popular as well. He might be someone I want to put the belt on. Yeah, some more young guys. Oh, the Witch Doctor. Interesting. All right, we have it. We have our star. The women's champion's actually probably the biggest star I've got from the looks of things. White hot at the moment. She's a heel martial artist. It sounds like she's a badass, to be honest. And look at those skills. Unless I've missed loads, she might be the best actual worker I've got. Next Friday, we have New Year's Smash. So I need a card for that, really. 2 hours long. Normal importance. It doesn't have to blow anything away. It doesn't have to be a major card. It'd be nice to get most out of the storylines. So let's work out what I want to do. So what I need a title match. So I need title matches for all my champions. So I've got Bret Heartbreak versus someone. But he's in a storyline with Magnus. So we're going to get Magnus a match, but not with Bret Heartbreak. It'd be nice to do something like Bret Heartbreak has his match, defends the belt. It could even be opening if I find a good match for him. Defends his belt as he's celebrating. Out comes Magnus, and that's where I can get him to do that promo. I'll double check the stats to make sure that works. So we'll do Magnus versus someone. I'll find him a good opponent. It might even be good to get him like an import. That's the kind of person you want to use an import for. I can use imports here. My tag team is basically the Creed brothers from the looks of things. And they've had it for a little while, so it'd be good to get them a defense in, but I don't know how to use them storyline-wise. I think the obvious thing to do is build up Demolition to take it off them, but given Demolition are so young, I'm going to stop calling them Demolition at some point. I don't know how long it'll take. So maybe get Demolition in some kind of brawling situation and just have these guys defend their belts. So Ulf and Nicholas versus someone. Another tag team. Universal is Crude the Revenger. Now he's in this storyline with Masters of Evil, who, as far as I can gather, is basically EBUA's not Demolition, that's the other one. Dungeon of Doom. It's basically the Dungeon of Doom from the sound of things. Now let's have a look. Hang on. Stable. Masters of Evil. Okay, to give the mid-card heel a focal point. Masters are led by Crusher von Steinberg. The original trios were him, Kronos, and Colossal Carl. The Witch Doctor and Demolition Drebin were later recruits as the stable became more popular. Right, so I'm thinking I don't really want that stable to exist anymore. So here's what we do. We're going to do... Let's do the main event being the title match of Crude the Revenger versus Crusher von Steinberg. And we'll break this up. So we'll have an angle where one of these... I'm looking at you, Witch Doctor. Someone who doesn't need to hide from the looks of things. I think the others might need to hide in that tag match. So let's do Witch Doctor versus someone. There's a stable beatdown afterwards, and then that goes into some face saves with Cruise, and then maybe we have a 6-man. Now already we've got potentially 6 matches there. Could do one more. And obviously that needs to be a women's match. So she is a heel. And I don't think she really should be. I think she's pretty cool. So I'm going to look to maybe turn her face down the line. But for now, let's just give her a good opponent. Let's just do Sophia defending against someone. Alright, I've been given some owner goals. Right. So there you go. So because I'm currently small, my goals are do not fall below that. So I basically need to be increasing or staying stagnant. I think that's doable. I just need to not not mess up booking, basically. Game popularity in Europe. So as long as at the end of this period I've gone up in popularity, that's fine. So they're things I can do, and they're the most important ones. So as long as I pass them, I should be fine. But the others have some importance to them as well. Don't hire anyone who is impactful. Don't hire anyone who's a striker, and don't hire anyone who's dead. That's a bit tricky because Zofia seems like, because she's got a martial arts background, might be a striker. I'll have to double check. But yeah, so that means I really can't bring in any new opponents for her if that's her style. That's interesting. But either way, I just have to not sign those people. So I just have to practice restraint. Just use what I've got. Just don't hire them. And yeah, that's doable though. I don't think that's bad. That's bad at all. I think I can get away with that. Now, one thing we should look at is my creative section. So this is going to be the game giving me a clue about who I should be using. So you see, franchise players, Paolo Gandolfini. So I need to use him at some point because he's my franchise player. He's the most popular. He needs to be on every show. He's like my John Cena almost. He's someone I might end up putting the belt on, essentially. So it'd be good to give him a decent opponent, keep him strong, and go from there. Next big things. He's the guy who's in my tag champion, so just keep him over. Magnus Cage is in that storyline. Hot prospects. The two Apocalypse Ruin in particular. There's this guy Dylan Drama and Demolition Drebin, so I just need to keep them strong as well. These are people who I could make something out of. Colossal Carl being number 2 scares me a little bit, because honestly my initial reaction was just like, how am I going to use him? Talk the talk. So these are my more charismatic ones. These are the people I should be giving promos to. I've got 2 women there, which I can do something with. My showstoppers. These are the people I should really be putting in decent matches. I'm seeing Petey Barnes there. I've not really looked at yet. And Thea Davis. Interesting. My regenerals are my best workers. Once again, those 2 are popping up. I should probably look to use those. Who's hot? So I want to get all those on my show plan to. Who's not? No one's hot. Not hot. Alright, it's showtime. Now, since... How does this work then? So, if I'm not using them, but I don't send them home, do I still have to pay them? Because I do have to watch my wage packet, because I'm an indie. I need to not have anyone there who I don't want there. So let's see. So I need road agents there. I'm using all of these. But like I'm not using, I don't have plans to use him unless I can find a spot for him, of course. Or do we just send him home? I don't know. Do we just keep everyone then? Tell you what, since I'm not sure how it'll affect my pay packet, I could keep them on for now, and then if I can find a use for them, I'll find a use for them, but I don't need to. Right, so let's give no one the night off, is what I'm saying. Right, so as far as the venue goes, how many I'm expecting? About 1,000. And that's regardless of where I'm going, so it'd be nice to get... So I'm in Hamburg. Just select a generic venue. Broadcaster, good. I've got a broadcast deal. Nice, so I will... Alright, booking meeting. So this is different. Thea Davis is on my booking team, which is good despite being injured. So, interesting. So, we build up this currency now called creative energy, which I can then spend on different things. So I could, for example, say I want to create a finish. That's going to cost me 50. Yeah, and it's going to be a big gamble. So I can put this on a finish, and it could get a boost. It doesn't give me anything where I need to use it then. But it's a gamble, so it could fail, I'm guessing. I guess that's what it means. Right, so okay. How much have we got? 89. Let's do another creative finish. See what happens. Surefire hit. Good, so I can put that on anything I want, really. Alright, we'll make a start then. So just a few dark matches. I've got 3 dark matches. Otto Hammerschmidt showed up in the pre-show incidents asking if I had anything for him. So I went, yeah, you know what? I'll spend 30 quid on you to have a dark match. So yeah, he's put Eugen Semper over, who's a younger lad. And you know what? He didn't have a bad run out, Eugen. It's someone I might use in the future. And this was a good sign. Basically a chance to use some of the women on my roster. Gypsy Rose and Karen Billis, the like world's strongest woman. Got a run out there with the 2 tag teams that were in the angle later on that you're going to see. And yeah, I just thought I'd give them a run out. And yeah, that's a pretty good all-round score for a dark match. And this is good. Yeah, nice. So my Apocalypse Riders, my Future Demolition, had a decent run out there. I don't know if they're good enough to use on shows yet. I just need to build them up, I think. So this is where a TV show actually would be pretty good going. But oh well, never mind. Oh wait, what's it? Apocalypse Ruin pinned Rashad Law with the Fat Boy. That must be a Fallout reference. Yeah, must be. Anyway, all right, so on to our main show. So when the show starts, music hits. It's familiar music, and out comes Paolo Gandolfini, who's my biggest star. He's my John Cena. But I just need to clear some room at the top of the card for him. So he's going to come out slapping hands, but he's going to have purpose on his face. And he's going to grab a microphone. He's going to get in the ring. And he's going to say, at least these are the bullet points I'm going to give him. But I don't know how he'd say this as a European man. But he's going to basically say, every waking moment of my career, I have wanted, no, I have needed to be champion. Ever since I lost the EWA Universal Championship, I've had in my head how I'm going to get it back. And I've come to the realization that's not possible. Not while there's a group of demonic beings running roughshod over this roster. That's right. I'm talking about the masses of evil. Now I know Cruz the Revenger has them under control. I know he's working his way through them, and it's going to start tonight when he beats Crusher in the title match, Crusher von Steinberg, if I remember correctly. That's me saying that, not Paolo. But I think he needs a hand. So tonight, in just a few moments, what's going to happen is one of the masses of evil is going to walk down there. And all I'm going to say is that if you are half the man you pretend to be, if you're not a coward, you keep the rest of your boys back there and you face me one-on-one, no interference. And just as he's saying that, lights go out, voodoo music, drums, and then I want him to really play up the Witch Doctor gimmick because it's pretty cool that I've got this on my roster. Once I separate him from the rest of the stable, do his own. But yeah, he's going to make his entrance. And he's not going to have anyone with him. So yeah, cool. We're going to get a fair match, potentially. And Paolo is going to get straight onto him. Flashy moves. I'm thinking drop kicks, flying clotheslines. But the Witch Doctor's not going to go down. He's going to take everything. And he's going to take all of Paolo's efforts just to get on top. But Witch Doctor's going to keep kicking out. And then every time he gets back up, Paolo gets thrown around a little bit more. And every single landing he takes, he's going to grimace. He's going to turn to the camera. And he's going to have that look on his face like John Cena used to have when he fought a monster. I'm just like, what can I do to beat this person? And just as it all looks locked, just as the Witch Doctor's on top, and it looks like he's going to take Paolo out. I can't remember what Witch Doctor's finisher is, but he's going to go for his finisher. But Paolo's going to get him with a surprise roll-up. 1, 2, and it's a 3 count. Paolo wins out of nowhere. And that's got a decent rating. That's good. Paolo's got a pretty good rating there, 53. He could do better. He needs to be at the top of the card, really. So I'm going to start clearing some space. But after the win, Witch Doctor's going to get straight onto him. But it's not just Witch Doctor. Out's going to come everybody else. Everyone charges. The whole Masters of Evil. So we got... there's a lot of people here, sorry. But yeah, we've got Crusher von Steinberg is going to be in the main event tonight. We've got Demolition Drebin. We've got Kronos the Conqueror. And we've got the other big lad. What's his name? Colossal Carl. There's the one. They're going to run out and they're going to start attacking our hero, Paolo. But then out comes, for the save, Eric Future, Petey Barnes. They're in a tag team called Future X. Stuart Wilson, and of course, Cruz, the Revenger, with the belt in hand. And he's going to run in. Maybe a few hands thrown, especially from Cruz. He might get a few shots in on, let's say, Colossal Carl, whatever, or maybe the Witch Doctor. They all bomb at the outside. Cruz is going to hold the belt up and he's going to point to each of them. And he's going to say, "You're all getting yours." And just as he's doing that, Byron comes out, who's our commissioner and the owner of the company. Now, he actually stopped me from changing this to a scripted one because he wanted to improvise. And it's obviously cost Cruz a little bit. But he's going to come out and he's going to say, "Right, I've had enough of this. Paolo, we've not always seen eye to eye, but we do agree on one thing. Masters of Evil have been a curse on this company. It's been a curse on the Evil way. And I know Cruz is working his way through them, and we'll see what happens tonight when he defends that belt against Crusher von Steinberg. But as for the rest of you, I want you gone. If you dare interfere in the main event tonight, like you wanted to do in this match with Paolo, there will be repercussions. But since you're in a fighting mood, and since we have our fighters in the ring already, let's get out of your system. Demolition Drebin, Kronos the Conqueror, Colossal Carl, you're not in action tonight, but you are now. You get in there with Future X. And what's his face? Stuart Wilson. He doesn't say that to me, he's saying that. Stuart Wilson. Let's make a 6-man tag. And it's gonna happen. And what's gonna happen is more or less absolute destruction. A little bit from Future X. Stuart Wilson, he's just an extra person, but he hasn't actually done badly here. He's done okay. But yes, he's going to just destroy, they're going to just destroy them. Stuart Wilson's going to take a chokeslam, pinned, over. And then in our next match, tag team titles on the line. Hammer and Anvil, the team of Ulf Hurst and Nicholas Kramer, defend their belts against Prime Drama, a thrown together team in many ways of Lothar Prime and the previously bit prima donna-ish Dylan Drama. Now, he's supposedly turned over a new leaf. But, and it's not actually mentioned here anywhere, it normally does mention it, but I have told him to prepare for a heel turn. Because it does seem he's better as a heel. So what's going to happen here is nothing too obvious, really. It's going to be a face tag team, but Hammer and Anvil is going to get the better of the exchanges. And at some point, they're going to isolate and do the heat on Dylan Drama. This is going to build to, and Loafer's going to want in there. They're going to do all the usual thing, pull him off the apron to avoid the tag, knock him off there, get all the usual things you're being off. So he's raring to get in there, and the crowd want him to get in there. They're going to go for a tag move on Dylan Drama. Now I don't know what the tag move is going to be, but I imagine, let's say it's like a big double spine buster or whatever. He's going to duck them. He's going to get on one of their backs. He's going to rake the eyes. Then he's going to push one at the other. They're going to fall at the outside. The other one's blinded. Bit of a heely move, that, isn't it? But it's a face who's escaped a double team move. And he's going to turn and he's going to go and tag in his partner. Loafer's going to come in there and he's going to start running people down. Bang, bang, bang. Big suplex. He's like a Dan Severn character. That's what I can kind of get from his profile. But he's going to get one of them down. He's going to go for the pin. 1, 2. One of them dives in there, breaks the count. But don't worry, he's back on top of them. He's going to grab one of them. He's going to put them in a move. He's going to turn. He's going to go for the tag. Where's Dylan Drama? And he's on the outside. And it looks like he's a bit hurt. He's like, my knee. It's like, what? Back in there. It's like, my knee. And he goes, oh well, he's going to hit a power slam or something. Once again, he's going to go for the pin. But once again, the other one breaks. He's going to try and fight them both off. But once again, numbers game. They're going to catch him, hit him with a double team move. One's going to pin. One. Dylan's on the outside. He's in position to roll in. 2. He stays. Doesn't move. 3. Hammer and Anvil retain the tag belts. Why didn't, and here's the question, why didn't Dylan Drama slide in and break that pinfall like Ulf and Nicholas had done previously? Why wasn't he in position for the tag? Is it the injury? Or did he just chicken out? Because that eye rake and push, he avoided the tag move, but he decided that, no, I don't want to be in there with them again. I'm getting out of here. Questions. What has happened? But either way, Hammer and Anvil retain the belts, and there's now a big question mark over the relationship between Loafer and Dylan Drama. And this is a shame. Brett's off his game, but it might be because I asked him to calm the crowd. But we didn't need to calm them a little bit. They've been pretty hype all night. But also, this was a bit of a non-match. Brett needed to defend his belt. Stefan was just a heel I had on the undercard, so I thought he defends the belt on this case. And pretty straightforward affair. Just a regular old match. Brett picks up the victory. Pretty decent. Well, not. It's probably one of the weakest matches so far. But the main thing is what's going to happen next. As he's not even celebrating, Brett has been given the belt. He raises it, and the music goes off, and we get something else. Out comes Magnus Cage. And we're really kicking off that storyline now. The Youth Energy storyline. He goes, yeah, well done. Well done. Well done, Brett. You beat whoever that was. Being nasty here. Who beat whoever that was? I don't know. Where was he on the rankings, by the way? He wasn't even nominated for the Best Young Wrestler award. By the way, do you know who won that? Me. Me. Last year was the best year of my life, but it's going to be topped this year. I'm starting with the best young wrestler title, but I'm going to end the year, guarantee it, as the Intercontinental Champion. Your old news pal. And I'm coming for it. Maybe not next time, maybe not the time after that, but just let you know, I'm going to work my way up. I'm going to beat chumps greater than that. Much better opponents than that guy. I'm going to beat them one by one, and then there'll be no denying me. Magnus Cage is going straight to the top. And you're the final. And you're the final stepping stone. So what I'm going to ask you to do, Brett, pull up a seat. Take that seat right there. And you watch how the real athlete gets it done. And then just as he says that, Brett's going to take the seat, of course. But just as he's saying that, some fun little music starts playing. And out comes a guy I've specifically signed for the spot. He's my import. Someone who has a bit of spillover popularity. Worked some bigger promotions in the US and in Britain. So hopefully people will pop for him a little bit. But he has this happy-go-lucky fun gimmick. It's Daniel Black Francis. He's going to come out. He's going to be all happy. He's going to be slapping hands. Crowd's going to get up. He's going to be mocking Magnus a little bit. Because Magnus is taking this very seriously. But Daniel Black Francis, of course, getting people on his side. And then we're going to have a match. Let's see what happens here. Good. That's a decent match. And I've gave this one of my creative finishes, the one that was a guaranteed success from my creative meeting. Because I just thought, with this being a storyline that's only just getting started, it'd be nice to actually get a good finish to help build it up. And I don't. It's a creative finish, but I don't actually know what the creative finish is. The problem is the game hasn't suggested anything. It's just said, "Oh, a creative finish." I'm just going to get you to take my word for it. It was something creative. And it's going to end with Magnus Cage getting the victory, of course, but there's going to be a handful of tights, it says here, so let's go with that. Maybe some kind of switcheroo. Daniel Francis went for a move. Tell you what you could do. You could do the whole Daniel Francis goes up, superplex, they both land. He goes to turn over, but just as he does that, Magnus Cage gets his legs up, hooks them, 1, 2, 3, something like that. Maybe not from a superplex, because that's a bit no-sally, and I hate that. So maybe something similar to that, where there's a handful of tights, and Magnus picks up the victory. Magnus slides outside, he's cheering, think Owen Hart here, he's like, woo! Yeah, I'm the best, yeah. In your face, in your face. And obviously, Bret Hart breaks sitting right there. Just, yeah, what? You didn't beat him. You didn't beat him with a move, did you? You grabbed the tights. It doesn't impress me, mate. And yeah, he's going to go off. He's going, yeah, my belt soon, that. Anyway. Advances the storyline, at least. Hopefully that's a little bit more heat for that. And the crowd's white hot at this point. So we might need to calm them down again. I just see what happens. Because I know there's some stuff coming up. Oh, it's a shame. And I actually put them in this match because I thought like it'd be good. Both of them are actually decent workers, so it's a shame they don't click there. Now what I can do about that? Just the game spec that up. But it was a decent match, and the crowd still benefited from that. That's good. In this match, it was just a straight title defense, Zofia Jankovic versus Our Valkyrie. And I have told Zofia to prepare for a face turn, because she's way too cool to be a heel. In my opinion, from the looks of things. So what's going to happen here is, it's not actually mentioned anywhere from the looks of things. No, there they are. They're all here. They're all at ringside. But yeah, so I gave them a decent length of time as well, so 15 minutes, so it's decent. And yeah, it's got a decent rating. It's got just less than Magnus's match, to be fair, so that's all right. It's not bad. But the idea is, from one side of the stage, you've got to have the Irish lasses come out, and you're going to have on the other side Viper and the little Viper come out, and they're just watching. They're just watching, talking. And when Zofia actually wins, there's going to be a bit of a glance. It's like back and forwards, like, and she's going to just, as a gesture, she's going to raise her title. She's going to show it to them, and the commentators can fill the blanks here. It's like, we've got a hot women's division at the moment. Lots of great competitors. There's 4 of them right there, but there's only one title holder. There's only one woman that's been dominating the competition. It's Zofia Jankovic. And clearly, these women have a future title shot in their eyes. Future title opportunity they want to work for. Maybe they're already scouting. Maybe they're looking for a weakness of sorts of Zofia. There's more to come on that story. All right, next. Big matchup. Finally, the meeting. One of our hot storylines, the Old Brother storyline. Finally, the meeting between Hercules and Bam Bam Johansson. And they're going to both make their entrance. They're going to square up straight away. They're going to start fighting. It's going to be a wild brawl. Say 6 minutes. It might not even go that long, actually, in my head. But it's back and forward. It's one after the other. Strike. Out of the ringside. Throwing each other into the posts. Just decking each other. And then what happens? The fight just gets away with them and they start fighting in the crowd. And the ref's there's like, 10, ring the bell, counts them both out. And then just keep brawling to the back. And it's a shame it's lost heat because of this, because it wasn't a very good segment. But yeah, they just brawl at the back and it's just like, they can't be contained. These brothers want to kill each other. Let's get them separated. Byron's going to have to think about how he's going to contain this match if he wants them to finally come to a decision and who is the better brother. It's a bit weak, that, I think, but never mind. It's one of those storylines I've been gifted, and neither of them are great, so we'll have to see where it goes. And then finally, the main event. And I gave this a gamble creative finish. It's a finish that might not work, but it has actually worked. Now, in this, what's going to happen is, essentially, we're telling the story that Cruz is working his way through the Masters of Evil, and he's starting with the very top. Crusher von Steinberg is down as the leader. And now he's in a title match. Now, what the finish is going to be, there could have been interference in this, but I haven't gave any interference for that reason. I want to finish that incorporates some kind of blocking of the entranceway. So, Paolo, I should have really got Paolo involved here. I imagine something like Paolo parking something in front of the entranceway just to stop anyone getting involved. And then sending people out just to sort of make almost a lumberjack situation where there's like, no, we need to make this come to an end. And then that's going to eventually allow Cruz to pick up the victory. It turns out his finisher is a face-first powerbomb, which I guess is like an alley-oop situation. And Crush is a big man, but not as big as Cruz, so picks up the victory that way, sends the crowd home happy. Yeah, not a bad rating, but then once again, not my best works at the top. Ideally, I'm going to get to Paolo being at the top of the card and do something with that. So, yep, finish the card there. Good, we've increased popularity and overall show rate of 47, which makes me feel bad because every show I've seen has been in the 60s. But yes, never mind. Right, address the locker room. Who did well there? Going to have to say Magnus. He had a decent match. So yeah, so you got a good performance. Who else had pretty good performance? I should have really saved the results, shouldn't I? So I'd know who got a decent rating. Let's go. Let's go. My actual star. And tell them that they're awesome and cool. Then you know what? Paolo doesn't need my encouragement. Who did all right? Bit heartbreak because he didn't do as well as he could. What am I telling him he could do better? Is that going to piss him off? He was off his game. Right, I'm going to basically... Alright, internal storyline. I'm going to have a fight with Byron, turns out. Let's see. Right, so minus Casey, please. You pleased. Well... You're going to be really concerned when I have you drop the belt to Magnus Cage. Alright, let's see what happened. So... Oh, good, I made some money. Yeah, I made 7 grand from that. That's not bad. I'm not in the red. Right, cool. And I've increased a little bit in Central Europe. And around. No media scrum. Okay, cool. So there's my first show done. Now, storyline-wise, you'll see what I do next time, but I'm trying to find a way to get rid of the Masters of Evil. And send someone like Paolo at the top of the card. Now, if I look at my events, is it the All-Star Bash? Yes, the All-Star Bash is in July. So I have 5 shows between now and then to build up a dream card. And there's a certain things I want to aim for. Okay, great. First show. We'll keep this going next time, guys. Keep watching. And hopefully, by the time this is over, there'll be some decent mods I can use. And I'll do another playthrough of a real world mod. But we'll see what's available. I don't really want... If I do a modern day one, it's a bit difficult because there's so much going on in WWE and in AEW, so I don't think I can keep track of it. But yeah, we'll see. All right, see you later.